Hey guys, Sophia here with turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com, and I'm back with another video. This time we are talking about the 2020 IFBB Minneapolis Pro Bikini results, and this was a really awesome show. We got to see some fantastic physiques on stage. Our top 5 was incredible. Let's get right to it. Now again, in case you weren't familiar, the reason we only talk about the top 5 is because those are the girls who are earning points to qualify for Olympia. And the way it works is at the end of the qualifying period, which is actually coming up really soon, the top 5 in the point standings all qualify for Olympia. And whoever wins a contest qualifies for Olympia. So in this case, our first place winner qualifies, and then second place gets 5 points, third place gets 4 points, fourth place gets 3 points, and fifth place gets 2 points. So let's look at the scorecard. I'm sure you recognize quite a few of the names. Everybody is working so hard, competing as much as they can to qualify before the period comes to an end. But of course, it's the top 5 that we're going to be talking about. So in first place, we had Gabriella. Second, Maya. Third, Jennifer. Fourth, Isha. And fifth, Brina. Okay, let's begin with Brina. Now, before I say anything, I have to just mention that the lighting at this show was a little bit shadowy, so it made the physiques look awesome. The muscles were really defined, but I don't love what it did to the face. It wasn't particularly complimentary. The eyelashes, the laugh lines, everything kind of was a little bit off with the faces. So we're not going to talk about makeup this time. That's okay. We have plenty of other things to talk about. Hair, jewelry, abs. We'll be okay. So anyway, Brina has been doing so well. She is top 5 every single time she competes. 4th at the Northern California, 3rd at the Clash, 4th at Tahoe, and here she is now 5th in Minneapolis. And she looks on fire. So good. She's wearing her signature yellow bikini. We see it every time. She looks so good. Her hair and earrings are just like what we saw at Tahoe. And I actually think her physique is very similar to what we saw at Tahoe, which makes sense because it was only a week ago. And that to me is so impressive, that the level of athlete to be able to maintain the conditioning and the energy competing so close together is really spectacular. So I think she's doing amazing. Her physique, as usual, is gorgeous. Her abs are incredible. Her obliques are so chiseled. Everything is so defined in her stomach. And then you have a beautiful amount of definition in her legs, a nice line coming down her quad, wonderfully spread lats, beautiful rounded shoulders, and a really nice amount of definition in her bicep muscles. I think Brina is one of the most muscular girls on this stage, in this top 5. And she looks fantastic. I like her hair. There's that little bit of volume, just like at Tahoe. And yeah, it was a really great package for her, as usual. Okay, Isha in 4th place. We have not seen Isha compete, and this is awesome. A 4th place is tremendous. She looks beautiful. She's got a very pretty purpley blue suit. I wish that her hair was off the front and pushed behind her shoulder, but that could have just been the transition and when this particular picture was taken. In terms of her physique, she's another very muscular girl. Look at those biceps. Look at the shoulders. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And she has such an amazing hourglass shape. It's very exaggerated. You know, we've got the beautifully rounded shoulders coming into these giant lats, and then a waist for like a second, and then boom, right out into these beautiful glutes. So she really knows how to pose to make herself look good, and it's working because 4th place is awesome. She has lovely definition in her abs, maybe not as many lines going through her abs as Brina, for example, but still beautiful, nice obliques, nice amount of definition in her legs. Overall, I think this was a really great show for her. She did wonderful. All right, 3rd place, Jennifer. This was tremendous for Jennifer. The last time we saw her compete was at Tampa, where she got 16th. So she went from 16th to 3rd. Holy smokes, that's amazing. So I think she should be so proud of herself. I'm sure she is. She looks beautiful. Another purpley blue bikini, which is very pretty with her skin tone. Her hair is beautiful. It's off the shoulders, so we get to see everything, all her muscles. Conditioning is lovely, beautiful obliques, nice abs, a nice amount of definition to her legs. I'm liking her calves. Look at those calves. Amazing. Beautiful calves. She's got another one who's just a lovely way of posing. Now, she might not be as exaggerated of that hourglass, that kind of that X shape as Isha, but it's still very hourglass. Beautiful spread lats, tiny, tiny waist, and then gorgeous glutes. All these girls are just tremendous, and the shape that they bring is so enviable. Really beautiful. All right, Maya, second place, her best showing yet this season. This girl is competing so much. So she got 4th at Wasatch, then she got 7th at the Clash, 7th at Tampa. Then she got 8th at the Clash, 16th at Pacific, 11th at New York, 4th at the Hurricane, which you see here in the middle, and now 2nd at the Minneapolis Pro. Like, talk about, she's just working so hard and she's doing great. The numbers are, lately she's doing just so fantastic. Top 5, 2 shows in a row. So good. All right. She's another one that we see in this red, consistent, the red bikini. So it's kind of her signature color. I think I really like the look that she's bringing in these last 2 shows. Very poised, very firm, very hard. Her posing is very deliberate. I think she's really figured out how to twist her body to really be that hourglass shape that we keep talking about, with the lats, the tiny stomach, and then the hip is really pushed out so that it's just so balanced between top and bottom. She's doing fantastic. I love the hair. There's that little bit of wave, nice amount of volume. Shoulders look great. Biceps look nice. Her stomach is very flat. You definitely see oblique. You don't see a lot of definition in the front of her abs, which is okay. They're not necessarily looking for a ripped ab. They're just, who knows exactly what they're looking for, but Maya's got it because second place is fantastic. I think she has beautiful definition in her legs. Her conditioning is wonderful. Just, she looks great. I have nothing negative to say. She's doing fantastic. All right, and now first place, Gabriella. Wow. This was Gabriella's second pro show. Her debut was last week at Tahoe, where she got 3rd, and now here she is at her second show, earning a place at Olympia. It's amazing. This is so incredible. It's just awesome. Now, Gabriella, I think, has a physique that's quite different than what we've seen. And I think you'll notice it in the lineup. To me, she comes across as being very tall, lean, long, legs that just kind of go for miles. She's not contorting herself in any way to try to make her hips look bigger or her shoulders look bigger. She's just so natural and confident looking. Her posing is beautiful. She's just on fire. She looks so good. She's got beautiful definition. Her conditioning is amazing. Her abs are defined. Her obliques are super sharp and crisp. She's got gorgeous lines coming in her hips, down her leg. Her glutes look beautiful. Very wide spread lats. I wish her hair was to the back, but again, that could just be in this one picture. I want to see all that muscle, Nice rounded shoulders, just gorgeous. Her upper body comes across as being very large. She's got a large chest, the large lats, very beautiful wide shoulders, and it's balanced perfectly with her glutes. And so again, beautiful hourglass shape, tremendous. I love her tan. I think she looks very dark. Her muscles are just really shining beautifully. It was a really good look for her. Okay, now let's compare them side by side. And all of these girls are so unique and so different from each other. I think you'll agree with me that Brina in 5th place is very muscular. You see a lot of ab. Her arms are very, she's got a lot of muscle mass in her arms. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Then I think Gabriella is just, like I said, tall and long and also muscular, but she just has a different look, right? Different look than Brina, for example. I think it's also interesting the way that the girls are posing. So whereas Maya, for example, sticks her arm out a little more to the side, Isha's doing it too, and sticks her leg out a little more to the side, and Brina's also doing that too. So what she's doing is she's really making her upper body larger, her lower body larger, and then that waist just seems so teeny tiny in the middle. And that's kind of one style of posing. And then you have Gabriella and Jennifer, who are not quite so wide. Their legs are closer together, the arm is closer by the hip, so they kind of come across as more just straight and less wide, right? And it's absolutely nothing is wrong with either way. It's just a different way of posing to highlight your own particular strengths. And all of them look beautiful. And it's nice to see a little variation in how the girls are standing on stage as well. And then when we look from behind, the glutes are amazing, of course. Gorgeous tie-ins with the hamstrings. I have to say, I really like Isha's shape. She almost has like a straightness on the side of her glutes, whereas some of the others, it's more of a rounded shape. So I think Isha has a really unique glute, and it's beautiful. Isha and Brina have perhaps a little more definition in the hamstring than you see on our top 3. And I wonder if that is something that maybe was a little too much, and maybe the judges prefer a little bit more softness in the back of the legs. But overall, like, what a great top 5, right? Wow. Okay, points. Gabriella no longer has to worry about points. She is heading to Olympia. Maya gets 5 more points, so she's up to 11. Jennifer is newly on the list with 4. Isha is newly on the list with 3, and Brina gets 2 more points, so she's up to 19. So everybody's just doing so well. It's lovely. Now, in terms of what else do we get to see? Next weekend, we have 2 more competitions. We've got Battle in the Desert in the USA, and then we also have the European Championship in Spain. So we're going to get to see a lot of faces that we haven't seen at all this season. It's extremely exciting. And the European Championship is more than just bikini as well. So we're going to have all kinds of great women's categories happening. So make sure you subscribe. I will be doing recaps of everything. And then the weekend after that is the final weekend to qualify for Olympia. There's going to be the Chicago Pro, the Auckland Pro, and the Sacramento Championships. So we've got a lot more shows to go. Please subscribe so you don't miss anything. I will be back with recaps. Give me a like if you liked it. And let me know in the comments what you prefer. Do you like it when these girls have a signature color and they wear the same suit every time? Or do you prefer when they switch it up to a new color? Let me know. You can find me at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course at Instagram at turquoisetoffee. See you next weekend.